Hello and welcome as we talk about tantric practice and the holidays. So with a lot of my private clients, they've been asking me as they're deepening into their own practice, physical, mental, meditation, and breath work, how do we bring this into the holidays, a time that is often very busy, stressful, travel, and they're curious, how do I keep this going? And so you might be curious about that too. Well, first and foremost, whenever you can, bring your practice with you, whether that is a movement practice, a breath practice, a meditation practice, a journaling practice. Bring these with you and to keep yourself grounded and supported as you move through what might be stressful times. Even if they're unbelievably joyful, just going to the airport can be intense at some times. However, I would also say that if you don't have the space for that, if you don't have either the physical space or the time space to do a practice like you would normally do, remember that the tantric perspective of the world is that everything is connected and that everything can be sacred and a practice. So one of the simplest things that you can do is just this idea of grounding. Right? So whether you're seated or standing, you can start to visualize yourself feeling connected to the earth so that when something comes up, whether it is a stressful situation or a comment from a family member that rubs you the wrong way, you can start to work with that energy. You know, inherent in the tantric practice is this conscious direction of energy so that we are collaborating with our experience, not becoming a reaction to it. So I was talking to one of my clients and said, you know, how do you typically feel frustration or anger? And he described it as this sensation in his chest. Well, one of the tantric practices that we could do is see if we can start to move that in our body, in our physical and subtle body. So as simple as breathing and visualizing that sensation moving down into the legs, into the feet, and potentially into the earth could be one practice. And even if you took 30 seconds or a minute to try to do that practice, it would probably give you the space for you to make a conscious, skillful choice rather than a reaction to a family member or friend that ends up being something you didn't want to actually do. So remembering that we get to work with these things all the time, that emotions are an expression of energy and that we can notice them, feel them, and try to direct them. So before you speak quickly to somebody or harshly to somebody or feel yourself getting really frustrated, see if you can first move that in your body, and just simply by doing so, notice how things begin to shift. So if you don't have the space for an actual practice, then this is one of the practices. Notice yourself getting grounded and see if you can start moving some things through you. And see how that positively impacts you and all the people around you. So I'm wishing you all a very happy holiday, very happy winter solstice, and I will see you soon.